What's up guys, I'm Drew Bezanson and I'm a professional BMX rider. Bye Mamba, love ya. Off to the races. Born and raised in, well, I always claim Truro, Nova Scotia, just because it's like this small town, but I actually live 10 minutes outside of Truro in Onslow Mountain, but I always claim Truro, because when I say Onslow Mountain, they're going to be even more baffled than when I say Truro. My first bike, I got a little 16-inch called Little Lightning, and one of my dad's friends, his son raced motocross, and he was a bit older than me, so I looked up to that dude. That's when I was like, hey, I want to race motocross too. I would ride around in my little 16-inch and build little jumps in my mom's garden and just ride that and do wheelies and skids and just pretty much pretend it was a dirt bike, and then the dream of riding motocross became a reality. I got to that age where it wasn't just like coming home from school and you were content with just playing in the backyard. Like I wanted more than that. And with both my parents working shift work, like motocross wasn't that accessible to me. I lived out in the country, so we just had a vacant lot beside my house. I just had an oval beat into it from riding my dirt bike as a kid. And then I just started building jumps for my bicycle there, and that's where it pretty much all started. When I was in the 6th grade, like I went to my first skate park, and that's when I really fell in love with it. We're here at the Halifax Commons. It's the skate park I grew up riding as a kid. Like I would try to get down here as much as possible. Like, well, before I was 16 without a license, it was always hard. But before then, we just rode the streets in my local town and rode dirt jumps and whatever we built. This is where I learned a lot of my first tricks, because like obviously you can't do stalls or anything on this bowl, but it's literally the perfect fly out to learn tricks. And like the riding level down here with the older guys that I grew up coming down to see, like it was always a little bit above, and it was like you'd come down here and you'd see other people doing the tricks that you wanted to learn. Growing up in Nova Scotia, like I always thought it was a crutch to my riding because there wasn't much to ride. We had to deal with winters, we had to deal with weather. But now, like when I come home, like it really means a lot, because it really did help my riding, because it made me take advantage of what was in front of me. Kind of like a legendary spot growing up. It's like one of like our only natural like transition spots. Like it's not like I was picky, like I couldn't be picky because we didn't have the facilities, so it was just like a backyard ramp, street, dirt, whatever we came across, and like I love that because it molded me into the rider I am today. We're at my mini ramp upstairs in my garage where I learned pretty much how to do everything on a bike. I've had this ramp up here for probably 8 or 9 years now, and I still look forward to coming back and having sessions on this. This is my best friend's house. We named it the S.O.F, and it's just getting started. S.O.F stands for Sanctuary of Fun. My good friend Matt McDuff came down and we started building in the woods. He had a bunch of crazy ideas, and he came down for a week to start building and then ended up staying for 2 months. I walked into the woods and was blown away because what he had in his sketchbook. And then this is my masterpiece. He made out of just logs, trees, like branch limbs. I don't even know what he calls half of his contraptions. Like the first thing we ended up testing was pretty much a loop without a top. We like both had no idea. Like he just eyeballed it and built the setup, and he had even no idea even if it would even work or not. It's either gonna go really good or probably really bad. Yeah, pretty much. I got back a few days before him and then just plied the thing up, and we just looked at it, and then we were just like, all right, like it's go time. You're gonna need to go fast. And it took us a few tries to figure it out. It worked. And that's like what I love about BMX. It's like building something that you have like, you don't know the outcome. And then you're just that much more psyched when like it works.
Middle, and now we're gonna see if my buddy's spiral 270 berm works.
Trial and error. I'll just go fast. He has no idea like about building stuff out of wood or anything like that. So he builds this thing out of tree limbs and was just like, I hope it works.
I think it's too tight at the bottom. I kind of G'd out.
The corkscrew didn't work out the way we planned, but with that failure came like a success. I was able to like pull out and pocket back down into where I took off initially and was able to ride back out the same way I came in. So like we were still able to salvage a clip out of it.
Didn't work at first, but we turned it into something. Psyched on that. Now just back to the drawing board.
None of the stuff like when we showed up to start filming this was even rideable. And then all my good friends were just like, what do you need so we can make it happen? Like, you guys are only here for 2 days. We need to finish this deck. We need to get this runway working. Like, we need to like get a drain here. We ended up being able to test pretty much everything that he drew up in his sketchbook. We felt accomplished, and it's just like the progression of what like riding bikes. Like, it's just like trial and error. It just keeps you so excited to ride a bike, like, because you know it's like there's no limit to it because there's no right or wrong way to do it. And I think the S.O.F is the perfect example of that.
Just aim for the water, dude.
Aim for the water. That's it.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh, you got some face.
Got it! Just making your dreams come true, pretty much, and like, oh yeah, that's so. Next question. Going back.
Hey, I'm Kyle Baldock. I'm a professional BMX rider. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Australia, Gold Coast.
I grew up in San Diego, California. Best place on the planet.